Have you ever wondered how the iconic White House came to be? A tale that begins over 2 centuries ago, the birth of the White House is steeped in both history and intrigue. Our story starts in the year 1791, when the first president of the United States, George Washington, commissioned a design for a presidential mansion. This was not just any mansion, but one that would symbolize the strength and endurance of the newly formed nation. The vision was grand, the expectations high, and the task monumental. To ensure the best design, an architectural competition was held. It was not just a competition, but a call to arms for architects far and wide to contribute to this monumental project. The stakes were high, the prize was prestigious, and the competitors were many. Among them was an Irish-born architect, a man of vision and talent, named James Hoban. Hoban was not just a participant, but a visionary who saw beyond bricks and mortar. He envisioned a structure that was not just a home for the president, but a symbol of a nation's unity, strength, and resolve. His blueprint was bold, his design unique, and his vision compelling. It was a neoclassical design, a white-painted Aquia Creek sandstone structure in the shape of a Palladian villa. The selection committee, headed by President Washington himself, was impressed. The design, the vision, and the promise of a structure that would stand as a testament to the nation's aspirations and dreams won their hearts and minds. James Hoban's blueprint was selected, his vision approved, and his journey to create an iconic symbol of American democracy began. And so, the cornerstone was laid on October 13, 1792, marking the birth of what would become the symbol of American democracy. From that day forward, the White House would stand as a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity, and a testament to the enduring spirit of a nation born out of courage, resilience, and an unyielding belief in the power of democracy. Did you know the White House wasn't always as pristine as it appears today? Yes, indeed. This iconic symbol of American democracy and power has a past marked by trials and tribulations, just like the country it represents. Let's turn back the clock and travel to the year 1812, a year of conflict and strife, the War of 1812. The young nation was once again at odds with Great Britain. In August of 1814, British troops marched into Washington, D.C., setting many public buildings ablaze. Among them was the White House, then referred to as the President's House. The flames consumed much of the building, leaving only a charred shell of the once grand mansion. Yet this was not the end for the White House. No, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the White House was destined for a remarkable resurrection. The task of rebuilding fell upon the shoulders of James Hoban, the original architect who was determined to restore the White House to its former glory. The reconstruction was a monumental task. Workers labored tirelessly, using white paint to cover the scorch marks, giving the building its distinctive color and its modern name, the White House. This process took several years, and it was not until 1817 that President James Monroe moved back into a still unfinished White House. Despite the substantial damage, the rebuilding efforts ensured that the original design was largely preserved. This was essential in maintaining the historical and symbolic significance of the White House. The fire became part of the White House's narrative, a story of resilience and determination, much like the nation's own journey. So next time you see the White House, remember its story. It's not just a building, but a symbol of endurance, a testament to the nation's ability to rebuild and move forward, no matter the odds. Despite the trials and tribulations, the White House stood strong, a testament to the resilience of the nation it represents. What if I told you the White House you see today wasn't always this grand? It's true. The iconic building we now know as the White House has experienced its fair share of architectural transformations, each expansion and renovation reflective of the changing times and needs of the nation. Let's rewind to the early 19th century. The year was 1824 and the South Portico was added to the White House. This semi-circular addition, inspired by classical Greek architecture, quickly became a defining feature of the presidential residence. Not to be outdone, the North Portico was added 5 years later in 1829, presenting a stately facade to Pennsylvania Avenue. But perhaps the most significant overhaul took place in the mid-20th century, under President Truman's administration. From 1948 to 1952, the White House underwent a complete renovation. This was no mere facelift. The entire interior of the White House was gutted and rebuilt, while the exterior walls were carefully preserved. Can you imagine the magnitude of this task? It's akin to performing open-heart surgery, all while ensuring the patient's outward appearance remains unchanged. The result was a stronger, more modern structure, equipped with new technological advancements, yet retaining its historic charm and elegance. Throughout these renovations, the White House has managed to retain its iconic facade. The neoclassical style, the gleaming white exterior, the grand porticos, all have withstood the test of time and change. It's a testament to the resilience and adaptability of this historic building. Much like the country it serves, the White House has faced challenges, undergone changes, and emerged stronger. It's a living, breathing symbol of our nation's history and future, reflecting the evolving needs and aspirations of its people. So, the next time you take a virtual tour or see an image of the White House, take a moment to appreciate its architectural journey. Remember, the grandeur you see today is the result of nearly 2 centuries of thoughtful expansion and renovation. The White House, much like the country it symbolizes, has continued to grow and adapt over the centuries. Ready to uncover some of the White House's best-kept secrets? Let's begin with the labyrinth of hidden passages. Yes, that's right. The White House is riddled with secret passages, hidden doors, and underground tunnels. While some of these pathways are purely functional, like the one that leads to the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, others are shrouded in mystery. Stories abound about a secret tunnel connecting the White House to the nearby Treasury building, allegedly constructed for quick escapes. Now, how about a dip in the pool? You might be surprised to learn that there's a swimming pool hidden beneath the press briefing room. Installed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933, it served as a therapeutic retreat for the polio-stricken leader. Over time, the pool has been covered up, but it's still there, buried under layers of history. And speaking of history, let's delve into the name itself. Despite the common assumption, the presidential residence wasn't officially dubbed the White House until the start of the 20th century. For most of its existence, it was simply known as the President's House or the Executive Mansion. It wasn't until President Theodore Roosevelt in 1901 that the moniker White House was officially adopted, a name inspired by its gleaming exterior. It's also worth noting that the White House is a living museum, housing an impressive collection of art, including works by renowned artists like Gilbert Stuart and Georgia O'Keeffe. But did you know that every president except George Washington has a portrait hanging in the White House? That's because Washington never lived in the White House, as it wasn't completed until after his presidency. Lastly, here's a fun tidbit. The White House receives up to 20,000 letters each week, and every single one of them is read. Not by the president, of course, but by a dedicated team of correspondence staff. Intriguing, isn't it? The White House, despite its public facade, still holds many secrets. What does the White House signify in today's world? It's more than just an iconic building or the official residence of the United States president. In our modern era, the White House stands as a powerful symbol of democracy and a testament to the enduring spirit of America. Picture it. An imposing structure with its pure white facades. It's more than just a testament to neoclassical architecture. It's a living, breathing part of American history that continues to shape and be shaped by the events of our time. Its walls, steeped in history, have borne witness to the ebb and flow of power, the making and breaking of policies, and the rise and fall of leaders. The White House is not just a symbol of American democracy for the nation, but for the world. It's a beacon, radiating the message of freedom, equality, and the pursuit of happiness. It's where decisions that reverberate around the globe are made, where leaders from far and wide convene, and where treaties that impact billions are signed. But even amidst the weight of global politics, the White House remains accessible to the public. It's one of the few seats of government where ordinary people can walk through the halls, explore the rooms, and experience a slice of history firsthand. Public tours allow visitors to marvel at the grandeur, soak in the history, and feel a connection to the past and the present. These tours are more than just a trip down memory lane. They are a vivid reminder that the White House, at its core, belongs to the American people. It's not just the president's house, it's the people's house. It's a place where every citizen, regardless of their background, can feel a sense of ownership and belonging. From its humble beginnings to its iconic status today, the White House continues to stand as a beacon of democracy and resilience. It's the heart of the nation, beating in sync with the pulse of the people, and will continue to do so for generations to come.